We'd just like to say welcome to Term 2. Our junior primary teachers have been really busy thinking about how we're going to present online learning to you, and we're so excited to be beginning this journey with you. We hope that you've had a wonderful holiday and you've been enjoying some beautiful autumn days.
Hope you've all had a great holiday and enjoyed being at home with your family, doing lots of wonderful things, lots of creative things maybe. Just being together in each other's company is fantastic.
Hi everyone, I hope you are enjoying your time at home with your families. I hope you had a wonderful Easter and continuing to be active and still loving being outdoors, whether that's being in your backyard or going for family walks.
So what we'd like to talk to you about today, your junior primary teachers, is about online learning for Term 2. So we're specifically going to be talking about what's happening from years kindergarten, year 1 and year 2. So it's a little bit different compared with our middle and upper grades. So all the Catholic schools in the Archdiocese are going to be using an online learning platform called Microsoft Teams. This will be the central learning online platform, mainly for communication between teachers and students and their parents, like video conferencing like we're doing now, recording this video. However, sitting within Microsoft Teams will be an app called Seesaw. Now, there'll be more information regarding Microsoft Teams coming home soon to families. There'll be a separate lot of information, but today we'd specifically like to explore the app Seesaw with you. So, as I said, years kindergarten to year 1 and 2 will be using this app. And so Seesaw is an education app that empowers students to create, reflect and demonstrate their learning. Prior to COVID-19, lots of schools were already using this education app for home learning, particularly a lot of rural schools. So this app is not a new app. It's been out for a number of years and lots of schools within and outside of Australia have been using it already. It just so happens that amongst the craziness of this pandemic, that it's actually been used to its full capabilities as a homeschooling app as opposed to just a homework app. So as I said, many schools have used it and have loved it. And the main reason for this is because it allows students to demonstrate their learning and understandings in meaningful ways. So how this is done through the app is because it allows young students to have a level of independence through special support tools within the app. So some of these support tools are allowing the students to demonstrate their learning via writing, drawing, photographs, recording their voices and their faces and their work, such as recording themselves reading, photographing some hands-on work they've been doing and sharing it with their teachers and the other students in their class. How Seesaw also further supports our little people is that a lot of instructions can be read to the students and icons are used, and these are all tailored by your student's teacher to really target the students in their classroom. Further from this, the app allows students to communicate with other students in a safe and supervised manner, allowing the community of the classroom to continue to flourish, because I know that's something that many of our students have been missing, is those daily interactions with their peers. Now, we do have an information video for you, but I think we'll show that towards the end to recap what we've shared with you today. So I'm going to pass over to Mrs. Tomadini now, who's going to talk to you about, why we have chosen this particular app, Seesaw.
Seesaw is a platform for students' engagement that inspires students of all ages to do their best. The core Seesaw app experience is free for teachers and for families, and it can be used on any device, shared or one-to-one. Now, during our PD sessions that we partook in the last week of school in Term 1, the junior primary teachers worked on a tutorial session about how to use the Seesaw app for online learning in our Term 2. We all noticed how easy this app was to use, especially for our younger students and students that need further differentiated learning. So in the app, the teachers are able to find or create activities to share with students a whole class session, or we are able to differentiate student learning as it's needed. As teachers, we wanted to make the transition to online learning as stress-free as possible for both our children and our parents. This is a very unusual and difficult time for everyone. We are very conscious that there are a variety of stresses placed on our families at this time. My encouragement for you is to keep things simple and to a simple routine. You don't have to become educational experts overnight. You have enough on your plate right now. We wanted the junior primary children to be able to access their learning without too much difficulty, and we decided that the Seesaw app does this for us. So within the app, teachers are able to track the children's learning during the term very, very easily via the various responses that the children are able to make. Students will be able to use the intuitive tools, as Ms. Wright has alluded to demonstrate their learning in a portfolio. The creative tools are taking pictures, drawing, recording videos, and lots more. And in the video that's going to come up at the end of the session, you'll be able to see more. We're able to archive their work and use this for their report writing and for conferencing. Families see their children's work and leave comments of encouragement. I'm going to pass over now to Ms. Walsh. She's going to talk to you about where you'll be able to access the Seesaw app from.
So as we said at the beginning, we're going to be using Microsoft Teams for student conferencing with your teachers as well. So when you enter Microsoft Teams, you will need to click on Teams on the left-hand side bar. As you click on Teams, your child's class will appear, then you click on their class. As you enter your child's class, there will be 5 tabs located at the top of your screen. One of the tabs will start with General. There will be 5 tabs across, and as you go across, the 5th tab is Seesaw. Your child will click on this tab to enter Seesaw. When you click this tab, they will need to click I am a student to log in with their school email login details. Parents, you will have received these email logins already.
Wonderful. And we can just screen share now to show you what that initial login page will look like. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show you it through Microsoft Teams because obviously our teacher Teams platforms look different to the student ones, but I am able to show you what the initial login page of Seesaw looks like. So just bear with me a minute while I screen share. So this is the initial Seesaw login. So you'll notice there is an I am a student login section as well as a family member one. So families will have access to both because this is the student one is where students will log in to access their learning and communicate with their teacher. The parent login, so the family login, is where you can log in to communicate with the teacher. As parents, it's also where you can leave comments on your child's work, so comments of encouragement. So those login details for both logins for students and parents will be sent home via email. So just watch out for those. And if you have any problems, do let your teacher know. Now I'm just going to go back to our screen. And we're back. Wonderful.
Okay, so, I just want to talk to you just very briefly about some of the things that you can do to get ready to be using the app for the online learning. First of all, I want you to relax into it. I encourage you just to take it easy. We're all learning all at the same time. So it's really important just to take it easy with yourselves and with your children. And as Nat said, if there are any problems, please drop us a line. We're only on the other end of the computer or on the phone. So first thing we'd like you to do is to download the app. Then we want you to refer to your emails and to your letter that has been sent out to you. Very importantly, we'd like you to set up a routine that works for you. We don't expect you to do the work all in one sitting. little snapshots is better than a session for 1 hour. Kids get really, really antsy. They need to be outside. They need to be enjoying the sunshine. They need to be playing with their toys, their Lego, etc. So be aware of that. Just a routine that's really simple for you to manage so that you guys can get your work done as well. Watch the YouTube Seesaw video for parents, which is really important. And we're also going to say to you that the children that are coming to school will also access the Seesaw app from here. So please make sure for those people that whose child is coming to school that they have been logged onto the Seesaw app prior to their first day of school for term 2.
So Ms. Walsh is now just going to run through some, some information relating around security, the protection of children using the app and communication between parents and teachers through the app.
So us teachers control what is shared and with whom. Unless teachers choose to share, no student work is visible outside the classroom. Teachers can choose to invite family members to see the work their child has added to Seesaw, or post some items more publicly, such as to a Seesaw blog.
Which we will not be using a Seesaw blog for our schools. So by sharing, it will just be shared amongst the students, sharing with each other to maintain that sense of community. We will not be sharing to any external blogs.
So who does Seesaw collect information from? Teachers, parents, family members, students and schools may create accounts in Seesaw. We also collect limited log data from all visitors to our marketing website. Teachers using Seesaw to communicate with families may add a family member's email or phone number to Seesaw in order to send messages or updates about schoolwork to the appropriate parent or family member. Students cannot create an account by themselves, but they must be invited to a Seesaw class by a teacher or a school administrator, which will be us three. Where students have permission to use Seesaw, Seesaw collects personally identifiable information about them, including their names, emails, addresses, and profile picture.
Which most of the students will just choose to upload like a little, I'll be showing a character, like a cartoon character. They certainly don't have to upload a picture of themselves.
This information may be entered by a teacher or the student, or populated from the student's account with a third-party sign-in service such as their Google account. The students will be logging in with their Google accounts, which are their normal school email logins. Seesaw also collects content that is added to a class or student journal. This content may be photos, drawings, files, notes, hyperlinks, and other ways of documenting student learning. We regularly add types of information that can be uploaded to a journal, as these are all covered by this policy. We also collect comments on posts in your class journal, which may be a text, or if you allow Seesaw to access the microphone on your device, voice recordings as well.
So for the purpose of St. Benedict's Kindergarten to Year 2 using Seesaw, we are not going to be using we will not be entering into any external blogs or outside of our school Seesaw learning communities. We will keep Seesaw contained just to our St. Benedict's community, and kindergarten will just be sharing with kindergarten, Year 1-2 Blue will just be sharing with Year 1-2 Blue, and Year 1-2 Gold will just be sharing with Year 1-2 Gold. So we're not looking to enter any external Seesaw communities. So just as per your child's ICT agreement that was completed at the beginning of the year, this is exactly the same as as that. So what was signed off there is still the same policy applies now, and the sharing of their work among students is the same as if the students were looking at each other's work within a classroom setting. So we just want to make that really clear that your child's personal details are protected and they will not be used for anything externally.
Also, everything that your child will shares with us will also be approved by us individually to be able to be seen as well.
So students' work that before they might post it for the other students to see, it has to go through a teacher first for approval for them to share with other students. So we are constantly checking. There's a number of checking points before students' work is shared within the virtual classroom amongst their own classmates and their teacher. So just wanted to now, just to finish before we show you the little video, just to run through some simple expectations about how we see this as a whole playing out. We are all going into unknown territories, as every school, and we're all just going to do our best. And as Fran said, take this slowly, and take it slowly and be kind to ourselves.
And just remember, we're only on the other end of the phone or the computer.
Yeah. So just remember, the app itself is very intuitive for the user, which means it's child friendly. So if they want to record something, there is an icon of a little microphone for recording. Junior primary will be recording instructions for the activities, so instructions will be read for them. So the purpose of this app is to encourage a level of independence in your child to be able to do some activities independently.
So the instructions will be written as well as recorded.
Yes. Every day your child's teacher will share a daily announcement with the learning for the following day. This will include a simple list of activities and a daily compulsory scheduled whole class online meeting. So the online meetings take place in Microsoft Teams. That's how we're actually recording ourselves today. And the online activities that I'm referring to are found in the Seesaw app. So anything to do with meetings, that happens in Microsoft Teams. Anything to do with your child's their daily work, that's happening in Seesaw. Okay. Each student will also have 2 compulsory online small group meetings to attend per week, and these will be scheduled at a regular time, and that information will be provided to you. We understand the current reality for families, juggling work, juggling devices amongst family members, homeschooling, and on top of that, just daily home responsibilities of cleaning and cooking and keeping the household running. So saying this, we'd like you to keep the following things in mind. Screen time limits. I know Fran touched on this before. So students are not to be on their devices for long periods. Many of the activities that teachers will set on Seesaw won't require a device to complete, but rather to photograph or record for submission. So the activity and the instructions itself will be located on Seesaw, but many of the activities they can go off and do, take a photo of what they've done and submit it later. So the actual activity isn't being necessarily done on Seesaw. They don't need this long screen time. It might just be they need 5 minutes at the end of their activity to record a photograph and submit it in some way to share with their teacher.
Also, in that respect, we use that for assessment because we have to keep our assessments up for report writing, which is crucial.
There won't be a huge amount to submit per day. We're hoping to keep it down to 1 submission per day. But as Fred said, that submission is going to be really vital to us, keeping track of your child's learning, but also giving us a targeted focus when we get to our small group conferencing. From what your child snapshots to us really gives us an idea of where we need to go and focus on with your child in terms of their learning and how they're going with what we've said. So those submissions will be vital.
And also that brings me to the point that I mentioned before, that the Seesaw app does the differentiated learning very easily, because we can actually, let's use the word target the children that might need extra help in one activity or an extended activity for those people that are excelling in the activities that we've actually posted.
Within that list of daily activities posted in your Seesaw announcements, it might also include things like a study ladder as well. So it might be there to complete an online activity and study ladder. In saying this, though, we understand that some families have multiple children that need to be on devices, or you might personally be trying to juggle quite inflexible work hours on top of homeschooling your children. So in saying this, we also want you to consider using your entire week from Sunday through to Saturday. So teachers will be available during normal school hours to support your child with their online learning. However, this does not mean that the learning activities need to be completed in the order listed or even on the day that they are posted. So please feel free to adapt the pace of your child's learning schedule to work with managing multiple children and work schedules. If you need to use the weekends and before and after school hours to manage their home learning, please do. And this is why we'll be posting the learning activities the night before. So you can have a look and see how you're going to manage the next day and, multiple schedules. Having a family timetable and routine will be vital to the success of your child's online learning, as well as the harmony of your home. So we really do recommend thinking about how you're going to manage multiple schedules and multiple timetables. And as we said, we're trying to keep junior primaries limitations on devices, as we understand that middle and upper primary do have a high demand on using their devices to complete activities. So those submissions for junior primary will be vital though. Lastly, I'd like to talk about the importance of downtime. I know Fran touched on this before, but we can't say it enough. It is essential that we take time for ourselves to engage in activities that nurture our well-being, particularly our mental health. This is the same for our children. We encourage all parents to assist their children to engage in what we call flow activities. So this flow activities is a state of psychological flow that captures a positive mental state of being completely absorbed, focused and involved in activities in a certain point in time, as well as deriving enjoyment from being engaged in that activity. So these activities have intrinsic value to the individual as well. So examples of these activities are ones with body movement like sports, athletics, dancing, martial arts, outdoor activities like hiking and going for little mountain walks.
With that, I'd like to touch on. I was on my device over the weekend to see if I could find some activities for me to do inside. There are a myriad of activities for children as well as adults. So we encourage you to have a look at some of those. They are fantastic, actually, and there's no cost involved.
Absolutely. Think of artistic pursuits as well for your children. So listening and creating music, arts and crafts as well. Also home projects like gardening, having your children assist you with home improvement activities, cooking, baking, also hobbies like writing, needlework, knitting, even pottery. Allow them to engage in those flow activities. This is what they should be engaging when they're not doing the school learning activities. And we encourage us to be that way as much as possible to really stabilise your child's overall well-being and mental health. It's a trying time for everyone, and we can't underestimate how this is affecting our children's mental health. So we just would really like you to think about that and how you can really nurture your child's well-being in a way that's, I guess, not in front of screens. So I'm sure we've had more than enough of screen time at the moment.
And also too, thinking about our children, yes, of course, it's our first and foremost in our mind, but also thinking about yourselves. You need all of the things that Nat was alluding to as well. It is a stressful time. We don't actually belittle it. It is really difficult. So anything that you can do for yourselves, any of those activities for yourself, really, really important. Can't stress it enough. I'm going to add a personal note, as I always do. My husband, who is 76, is craving for outside activity because he doesn't want to be close to people, obviously. So me getting on the computer and doing some activity with him has been beneficial for his mind as well, and his well-being, obviously. Okay, and as well as mine, because that's driving me crazy.
So now I'm going to screen share with you just a little Seesaw video for families that sort of sums up what the app's about. And then we'll come back to us to say goodbye. So just give me a minute to screen share this with you. All learning together.
Some more than others.
I keep forgetting that. Here we go. Oh, there we are.
To Seesaw. Seesaw is a portfolio that your student will use to showcase what they're learning and doing at school and share that with you, their family. They'll add photos, videos, drawings, voice recordings, notes, and much more to their learning journal. And you'll be able to see their amazing work right on your phone or computer whenever they post something new. Students love Seesaw because they're able to show what they know with lots of different tools and share their work with meaningful audiences, all while practicing those super important 21st century skills. Teachers love Seesaw because they're able to gain insights from all of their students, see student growth, and have all that classwork organized in one place. Parents love Seesaw because they can be closer to the classroom without being there every day and really understand how their student is doing. Teachers and parents are always in control of how student information is shared. Once you've connected to your child's account using the special invite code or link from your child's teacher, you can view all of their posted work. You'll only see your own child's work and messages that your teacher sends home. When something new is added, you'll get a notification. You can decide if you want notifications via email, push, or text message. Notifications can come each time something new is added or just once a day. You choose the settings you prefer. Once you follow the Seesaw notification, you can see what's going on in the classroom in real time. Teachers can also turn on options for you to like and comment on your child's work to encourage their learning. Remember, the best comments help us learn something new. Things like, wow, you did a great job because... Have you considered? Interesting. This made me think of. I'm proud of you because are great conversation starters. We're all learning together how to communicate and be our best selves online. You can leave a text comment or even a voice comment. Voice comments are perfect for younger learners. Seesaw takes your and your child's privacy seriously. We understand that you're trusting us to protect your child's information, and we promise to provide a service that keeps students safe. You can learn more on our website at web.seesaw.me/privacy. Your participation in your child's learning journey is the best way you can support them as they grow into a kind, curious, and empowered learner. Thank you for being part of the Seesaw family. Well,
Okay, guys, so this will be the login page. This is what I showed you before. Now I'm going to show you a little snippet into what the teacher's Seesaw looks like. Remember, the children's one will be slightly different, but I would like to show you just the layout will be fairly similar. There will be announcements that the teacher makes, and they will come up initially on your first page. But here you can see already an activity we've posted as a demo is here. The children can click into the activity, okay, and they can add their response, okay, nice and easy. They can add their response. They can also, when they're adding response, I might just go down to the second activity and see if you can hear the instructions be read to you. So you can see here that this activity that's been set up has a play instructions here. Okay, so that's that means that those instructions will be read to your child. Okay, the little icons here is something the teachers are inserting to help your students get used to that visual language of Seesaw, so that they can associate these languages with the icons used to create their responses to activities. Okay, nice and simple. As I said, this is the teacher's login page. It will look different from your child's one, but not too different. Your teacher's class will appear here and their little icon, you're talking about uploading a little picture. I've just uploaded little turtles. So there's no need to upload a photo if your child does not wish to, if you do not wish your child to. Nice and simple. So I'll just bring you back to our faces. There we are. So on behalf of Junior Primary, we'd just like to say thank you for your continued support. You know, we're doing our best to navigate in this tricky situation, but I know that all of us have just felt so supported by our families via email and phone calls or even visits to the schools. So thank you so much. We're really looking forward to, undertaking term 2 with this fantastic resource with you.
And extending our learning as well as yours.
But of course, we miss you guys.
We do. We miss you
We
all.
look forward to having you all back at school.
Yes, we are. So thank you so much. Stay safe and healthy.
Be good.
Bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye.